Hello and welcome to our new core Thursday Rotary Club. And I'm glad to see a lot. I see some interviews. I don't have my subject sheets, but I do some people visiting, so that's great. So I'm going to start. John Salisbury is going to come up and do the pledge and the 4-week test breath. And bless his heart, he has it on his phone, so I didn't get the cheat sheet out. But hey, we're all strong in a 4-week test, right? We can help them out.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A 4-week test. Is it the truth?
Is it fair?
All concerned build goodwill and better friendships. And will be beneficial to all concerned.
You did, John. That was pretty impressive. We really jumped in and go for it. Glad to see you. All right, I'm going to throw you away. Who's that?
Okay, this is from Mother Teresa. Of prayer is love. The product of love is service. The product of service is peace. May all of our service in and out of Rotary result in greater peace in our communities and the world.
So Patty, you are our official reader. Thank you. Do we have any 50-50 cards left? No, well, we do have some people, but do we have any cards left to sell? So in other words, Patty's gonna be wandering around while you dig in your pockets to buy some more cards for our 50-50 drawing, which we pull at the end in order to give somebody to put money to Polio Plus as well as to award the half of the cash. So I'm going to say I know we have some visitors because I know John Jones has a visitor here. If John would like to introduce his lovely visitor.
And introduce my Joe. This is Joey, my wife.
All right, Joey. It's nice to have you here. And I also have somebody we haven't seen in a very long time who is kind of like a new person, but who isn't really a new person, but it's wonderful to see you, Emma. Yes, thank you for joining us. I know this is Ellie Foy, and I know she is a member of our group, and I know she's been a member of our group for a long time. And she's done a lot of international things. You want to tell us a little bit more about what you've done for our club? Because I know you've been a good member.
Well, I'm so proud to be a member here. I wrote a grant one year and got a stove put in and a pool in Armenia.
So that's a perfect example of what Rotary does. And I think that's really important for new members to realize we have a very strong international club or international base that we do some amazing things, and we can apply for grants to do amazing things in the world. So that's a great opportunity. Thank you for sharing that. And of course, we have here RJ is a visitor. So RJ is here visiting from Wednesday Club. So welcome, RJ. And I think other than that, we have our people who are here for the presentation. So I'm going to wait and let Dawn introduce them when time comes for the presentation. Before that, we all know Portuguese is in 2 weeks. So sign up sheet. Mary, do we still have a sign up sheet going around?
Yes.
Okay. So, because I know a couple people said they didn't get a chance to sign up, myself included. Okay. Okay, so there are. So this is the time to dig into your brain and your time and see what it is that you give the Portuguese on the 20th. Another announcement that we have going on is the July 4th RCC Bowl concert that's going on. It is on July 4th. This year is going to be a big celebration of 250th anniversary, of course. I know that I am working with the American Exchange and some students are staying in my house I don't know if anybody else in this club is doing it this year, but we have over 20 students coming from different parts of the United States. I met one of them. Mine is coming from South Carolina, and I have another boy staying with me from Las Vegas. And while they're here, they work with Lois McMillan, who was our vocational winner and a Teacher of the Year extravagante. She is going to have the kids from Grants Pass do some sort of 250th anniversary presentation. And so they're including the kids from the other parts of the country. So it should be really powerful. This is before that. So between 5:30 and 7:30, there's going to be the concert of the Rope Bowl. And there's information in it in the Navigator about it. I read about it there this morning and put it on here, but meanwhile, many may have seen Diane come in, and she'd like to have a sign up. It is $40 per person. And there's a place here to write a check if you're interested in the $40, of course. And anyway, and they're having food, so you can sign up for lunch. So she said to give it to my fellowship chair. And is that Zara? I don't know who it is, and I don't see Zara here. Oh, she just walked in the door, Zara. Just got another assignment for you, girl. So, here's a sign up for the 4th of July RCC Bowl concert that's taking place between 5:30 and 7:30. I will pass that around. You could pay now or pay later. I'll have it for the next few meetings, and I'll officially leave it with Zara. Then we also have our own Rotary event on June 25th, which is Thursday at Weekend Brewery. So I don't know if she has a sign up for that. Oh, you do? Oh, Dr. Claudia does. So we have that going on as well. Yeah, and that's and I'm sure it says at the top, June 25th. Okay, so other announcements. I'm going to assume right now that that's what Deb is here for.
Okay, this isn't really an announcement for a Rotary event, but we have a new sister city in Mexico. I don't know if anybody's heard about that, and I'll try to say the name. Auckland de Navarro. And they're coming on June 16th through the 23rd. And they need two more host families, if anybody's interested. I'll send out a email. There's also a fundraiser event on June 19th at 6:30 at the Sister City fundraiser dinner, and I'll send the link in the email.
All right, and Gina Marie.
Just a reminder, hopefully you all received an email with your dues invoice. If you didn't, let me know, because it did take some time and 3 separate processes to get them all out. I think they all went out without bouncing back. But if you didn't get your invoice or you didn't get your attachment, please let me know. Thank you to the folks who've already been turning in checks. You can write them to Road Gateway Rotary Club, or just Road Gateway Rotary, and either give them to me at a meeting, mail them to PO Box 14, or if you want to pay on PayPal, you can do that.
All right, I think those are the main things. I also, Lisa had something she was going to pass around today, whatever. I sent out an email this morning, and many of you have. I've sent out to you, one of them to the board, so that we can avoid having a meeting afterwards. If we got 9 people to come forward on their email and say yes to write a check for the 250. So look at your email so we can do that. That way it's documented and we don't have to have a meeting. So I did that today. I also said something out because I know Mint still is doing Thursday morning breakfasts, the pastorals and muffins, and they're just kind of looking for some people to consistently sign up. So I sent an email about it today. It's one of those things you either love to do or you don't, whichever it is. But if you do love to do it, then get hold of Lisa and let her know when you're available to do that. So, okay. And without further ado, and I'll just warn you, you kind of have to really speak into this mic. So, you know, notice I'm eating it. Okay, thank you. I'm going to have Dawn come up and introduce our visitors, our program today. I'm looking forward to this. Mine tastes wonderful. It's an honor to introduce four very powerful women. Gabby Johnson, Constance Belaya, did I do that right? Yay, Dawn. Dorothy Swain, and Darla Rae. Each one of our presenters is an acknowledged leader in her own right. And if you haven't already looked at the e-navigator, I urge you to do so because you can really learn all the details of the accomplishments they have as individuals. But beyond what they each do as individuals, they're united in their passion to move forward on behalf of truth and fairness, our own Rotary guidelines. So they're very much in line with what it is that we try to do and say every day. So today we'll learn about the Remembrance Project and what the upcoming Juneteenth event is, which is Opal's Walk for Freedom. And hopefully they'll share with you what an honor it is for our small community to be doing such an event. It includes a 2.5-mile walk, which symbolizes the 2.5 years that slavery was still in existence in Galveston. So with that, I want to welcome our dynamic presenters. Thank you.
Hi, friends. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be here with you today. We have heard so much about this group, and it has been all good things. And so there's a particular specialness for us to get to be among you. Thank you. Thank you for having us. I am Gabby. This is Constance. This is Darla and Dorothy, and we'll each have a chance to talk. So that's all the intros you're going to get right now from us. But I'm going to share a little bit about Grants Pass Remembrance. Now, Grants Pass Remembrance is a truth and reconciliation project on our history as a sundown town. Now, raise your hand if you know the definition of the word sundown town. Oh, I gotta say, I know that might not seem like something that would give hope, but it gives me hope because in our work, we've been working now in town for about 5 years on this project, and wow, the majority of our community doesn't know that term. Now, when I first moved into town about 15 years ago, and I had never heard that term before, and so it came up as, for those of you who aren't familiar, it came up as, have you heard of the curfew sign that used to be on the bridge? The one that told Black people they had to be out of town by sundown. And I had not known that was a part of the history of this place, and I wanted to know, well, where did that come from? Like, why is the sign not there? Did they feel embarrassed? Is this place still like that? I wanted to know, and in the journey, I learned what sundown town meant. And in the process, of course, in any of this work that we do with remembering that the story is not done. That's not where it ends. And so we talk about sundown to sunrise. So the sunrise community is a place where all of our neighbors can feel safe and respected and at home. And that's what we do. We hyper focus on caring over our Black community and partnering with them and coming alongside and nurturing, welcoming, and belonging, because that was the target community for our community in being a sundown town. And so we host a number of different events. We do a number of different activities. And I'm going to pass the mic on in just a moment while it's for Dorothy and Constance to share about that. But first, I want to let you know that we forgot to bring all of our paper information. So on every table, there's a business card that looks like this. Now, we weren't intentionally trying to save paper, but that's what's going to happen. Do you all have cell phones by any chance? Okay, so if you take a picture of this QR code, it'll send you to our link tree. And on our link tree is all the history that we've collected. It talks all about where we're going from here and how our story's not done. And if you don't know how to use a QR code like me, this is an opportunity for a relational moment. you can find someone in your life, whether someone you know or don't know, and be like, hey, I have a picture of this QR code. What do I do now? So look at that. One of the pieces that I wanted to mention with this work that gives us so much hope and joy, which hopefully you'll get a taste of, is that it's a big deal that the story is not over. Things change. You know, when I Googled, I double checked this right before this presentation. When you Google Sundown Town Grants Pass, the first 2 hits of sites that you get, the first one is James Lowen, who did a lot of work on researching sundown towns to document it. The second one is Oregon Remembrance Project, and it talks about the Sunrise Project, which is Grants Pass is the first community to do the Sunrise Project work. We are now no longer the only community. There's communities up in Eastern Oregon working on this. Ashland is working on this, and we hope to continue to spread throughout our state and our nation, because sundown towns are a reality throughout our whole country. The AI, now those of you who are not sure about AI, there's some hopefulness in this. AI description, which comes up as your first option when you Google something, will talk about our history, and then it'll talk about what's happening right now and the current reconciliation that's going on in Grants Pass. And that is a beautiful thing. Thank you, friends. Now here are Dorothy and Constance.
Right. I'm gonna say, yeah, some of the things we've done over the past 4 years, we do all this work in a spirit of wide embrace. We means all of us holding a seat at the table for everyone, whether they're ready to join us or not. Maintaining intention to be interfaith, interpolitical, intergenerational, and to extend welcome and openness to all members of our communities. This year was our 4th annual community event honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Each time we gather, we weave together storytelling, education, performance, and community engagement, creating a space that is at times profoundly heavy, yet always hopeful and heartfelt. I worked hard on the alliteration there. At the core of this event are 3 guiding principles that we hold sacred: remembrance, repair, and redemption. A pathway, we believe, toward reconciliation and lasting healing. That first picture in the upper left-hand corner there is part of our stage program from a MLK gathering a couple of years ago. The next picture over on the right is a gathering of folks walking for the first time in our boat parade 4 years ago with our beautiful color banner that was created by local artist Dan Kennedy. We walk in Boatnik in a spirit of love and welcome in order to counterbalance the historical photos of all those white goods from when the KKK used to walk in Grants Pass parades. And so now we're a sea of yellow, which feels wonderful. This Saturday, if you look at all those little seedlings in the upper right-hand corner, this Saturday, as you probably know, is Froggle Fair. And it will be the 2nd year that Grants Pass Remembrance will have a table at Froggle Fair with a sunflower seed planting activity for the kids. And this is great fun. And the sunflower symbolizes a lot for us. Its head is just one flower, but then I should say its head is not just one flower, but rather it's a whole community of tiny individual flowers in one big collaborative splash of color. And this reminds me that whatever I contribute, no matter how small, just one of those tiny little flowers can be a deeply meaningful part of a larger whole. We've also celebrated Juneteenth outdoors for the past 3 years with food, games, and Black History bingo, which is so fun. And you'll hear more about how that's evolving this year from Gabby and Darla. And then I'm going to talk about our open houses briefly, which are relatively new, just in the past year. They are social occasions, informal social occasions where we meet to kind of strengthen our personal connections and invite anyone in the community to come and learn about us on a personal level. And then under open houses, we have community presentations, which is what we're doing right here, right now. So thank you so much for inviting us. We love having this opportunity to talk about what we do in the community with the community. And so Rotary and other groups where we do community presentations are a big part of that. Our podcasts, I think you have to go to YouTube to find them. And they're fascinating. They cover lots of different things. We did one after a Juneteenth event where we had some protesters and we sat down and talked about it for an hour. And it's a pretty cool podcast. How many? Over 1,000. Yeah, it's pretty.
Jenny too.
Right. The wide range of conversations with different members of our community are on those podcasts. There's fairly varied menu. And our oral history collection is fascinating. It's a living testament to the richness and resilience of our community. Within it, you find the voices of your neighbors, their memories, their struggles, their unexpected moments of solidarity and joy. Many of these stories first found their way to us in rooms just like this one, where someone said, "Oh, I have a story," you know. They offer generously in conversation and trust. Every account, no matter how small it may seem, becomes part of something enduring. We're really grateful for every story you share because your voice is history and remembering is healing. So really, if you know someone who has a story, if you have a story, we'd love to hear it.
On that QR code that's on that business card, it'll take you to Linktree, and one of the links on that space is to share a story. So if you click on there, you can share your story. We have stories that are one sentence long, and we have stories that are paragraphs long. We have stories about our brokenness, and we have stories about our beauty. So whatever it is. Oh, it should work. That's weird. This worked in the past. I'll double check it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll check on that hopefully before we leave. So I'm going to share just a moment about our most recent joy. So 4 years ago, we partnered with Taylor Stewart, who's the director of Oregon Remembrance Project. And when we first started, we also created an advisory team of local Black community members that could help us in the direction of telling white people what to do. And so when he first said, we're going to do an MLK gathering and we're going to do Juneteenth, that was a bit of a surprise for me. I was like, wow, I never thought about that, Taylor. Okay. And I didn't grow up going to Juneteenth gatherings and celebrations, and that was new for me. It has since become my favorite holiday because I know I'm now sounding like a broken record about moving forward. But it is a testament that our country can continue to grow in the ideals that it puts forth. Juneteenth is a federal holiday that says, that marks the moment where we said, wait a minute, we have not been giving freedom to all. Let's dig deeper into this. May we continue to have those markers in our country and in our history and our story. So I love Juneteenth. Now we have gotten to host it for the past few years, always with these open hands of at some point in time, our Black community would lead it, and we would say, we're still, do with us what you want, we're here. And that's this year, friends. Darla, who I will pass the mic over to and give the rest of our time to, is our leader this year, and we are so thrilled to get to be with and to follow and to it's good. It's good. And so there's just so much joy in it. It's the event in itself. For those that don't know the history, is beautiful and will be such a wonderful day. And there's a sweetness to get to know the history and the story. And I am excited to introduce you to Darla.
Well, thank you so much, Gabby. I am so. Y'all ready for me to sing now? I am so overwhelmed and honored to sit here before you today. I'm the only person who is my color, who looks like me in this room, and I think that's amazing. I think that's the thing that makes me love becoming a resident of Grants Pass. I'm from Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a cowgirl. And there's a heavy population of Black Americans down there. Here, but something led me here. Something led me here. It was a call from the universe to do something greater than what I was doing. And I didn't know what that was that brought me here. Over the last couple of years, I now know what that is. It is to foster unity. I never knew that life would change for us as much as it has over the last couple of years, and that things would seem to go backwards. Some of the progress that we've made as our country, it seemed to go backwards. And I realized that reminding us all that we're human, there's an element of humanity underneath all of our differences, underneath all of our colors, our religious beliefs, our party affiliations. We're people, and we have so much of the same needs, with so much of the same desires, the fears, and we need the same, we need something that's very, very consistent with each other. So my work here, I believe, is definitely to foster unity. In doing that, I've been given the opportunity to learn to lead the Juneteenth project. Thank God for Grants Pass Remembrance, Oregon Remembrance that fostered this before us. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by people who are not Black Americans to have such a spirit of caring about another group of people. We all need to have that. If I have a home, but someone else is homeless, I need to care about that person. Because just because I'm not the one on the street, I can't allow myself to look the other way and act that it doesn't happen. So I'm so grateful for you guys for doing this for 3 years. I was able to bring an element of culture to it this year, just because I am a Black American, I'm an African American. And so with doing that, I was able to bring a flavor that perhaps we haven't experienced before. But what that flavor is now is it's just about reminding us all that we have that freedom is for all Americans. It's for all Americans, that we have to value it enough to protect it. It's not about a party affiliation. It's about being an American. People have fought and given their lives so that we could be free, and we have to stay free. So Juneteenth helps us celebrate that process. What happened with African Americans being set free with the Emancipation Proclamation, but it being withheld, the information being withheld for 2.5 years, and which caused them to remain in enslavement. Well, Juneteenth signifies the fact that the word did get there, and we did finally know that we're free. Well, today we all know that we're free. We have to make sure we stay that way. We have to respect that. So Opal's Walk for Freedom is a wonderful opportunity. A company called Unity Unlimited, who is headed by who we call the grandmother of Juneteenth, the lady who petitioned and fought for it to become a national holiday. She petitioned the government, and it was signed into a national holiday under her. She walked every year. She walked from Fort Worth to DC. I mean, it was amazing. And she actually turns 100 years old this year. So this is not like a spring chicken. This is someone who realized she had a purpose, even at her age, and she had to carry it out. And so that makes me feel good about realizing what my purpose is now. It's like, okay, so I'm not too old yet. So yes, Opal's Walk for Freedom is a 2.5 mile walk that will symbolize the 2.5 years that it took for the information about the Emancipation Proclamation to reach the enslaved citizens. So we're going to do that walk at Reinhardt Volunteer Park on June the 19th. We start the registration process online now. And then that day of, we began with a warm up and prayer and prayer for our country and more registrations at 8:30. So there's a registration fee attached to it. The registration fee for the walk is $39 plus some change. However, for Grants Pass residents, for Grants Pass participants, if you type in a code on the registration page, our registration, which is donating to the cause and to the group that puts this thing together, is $14.29 for adults only, and all children are free. Children are considered under 18. Under 18, all children are free. Okay. So for the first 100 adults, we're doing that. Now, if there's anyone who comes and there's a barrier, that money, $14.29 is a barrier, we're walking anyway. We're walking anyway, because this is about a cause. It's not a protest at all. There will be no protesting. It's about coming together. It's about locking arms with someone you don't know, but you have a cause in mind. You have a similar thought in mind. We're going to lock arms and we're going to walk in peace and in unity that day. After we walk, we have a full celebration, a celebration that's somewhat reflective of Black culture. But I really invite you to come out and see what it's about. Sometimes the Black culture has been presented in a way that's not very positive, or that, you know, there's crimes involved and that there's this type of people and this. But you guys, honestly, as a person, I don't know a lot of those people, to be very honest with you. I don't. I come from a family, a neighborhood, a church where we have education. I've never been to jail, never been arrested, nothing. You know, I have a master's degree. I mean, it's just, it's different sometimes than what is presented. And I ask you to come out and open your mind to just see who we are. You're gonna notice that we're so much like you. We're just so much like you. We're just darker. That's all. We're just darker, you know? So please come out. We have food. We have tons of vendors that will be there that day. We're having wonderful speakers who are going to talk about freedom for all Americans, and just really embrace our community as a valley. And I really invite you to invite your friends. The cost of the walk will never be a factor. It is a donation toward the cause and toward what it takes to put this thing together, but it won't be a factor, because what we're really doing is we're really making a statement that we're coming together. There's strength in numbers, right? Unity. You know, what's the old saying? What's it about divided? What's the saying you guys? There it is. That's it. United we stand, divided we fall. So we're going to unite, okay, in peace and in caring about one another. Did I come through?
Will you talk about the cities that are walking, that are also walking?
Yes, so the walk began in Fort Worth, Texas, which is where Opal is from. Now, you guys might realize that I said I was from Fort Worth, Texas too, right? So we're all cowgirls coming from down there. So that's how this began, is that I've attended many things I've attended her walk down there. I've attended many speaking engagements that she's had. And she's really big in the Texas community because of the work she's done with the federal government. So that was our initial connection. Now she walked from Fort Worth to DC, to get the law, to get it really, build the notoriety to the cause. Those were the only two cities that were involved. But this year is the first year that they added additional cities. They added additional states. And we are one of the seven cities
and states that were added to this walk. So this is a first time for 7 of us. And so what a wonderful process it has been. We've learned so much from this. We've learned so much. And we're so excited just about, and we're the smallest ones. Like we're the baby on the block. I mean, we're talking big cities here, you Dallas, DC, Cincinnati, Chicago. I mean, and there's little Grants Pass. It's little Grants Pass. But that's because we have a purpose here. We have a purpose. We have people who have strong convictions here. So I see why the universe sent it this way. I really do. Because there's some good people here. I have my experience as a Black African American here has been amazing. I choose to stay. I choose to stay. And I've answered that question. Oh my God, why are you there? Oh my God, are you coming on back home? I've answered those questions. Are you okay? Watch yourself. But I choose to stay because although racism is everywhere, all over the world, there's something that's been very authentically kind to me here. And it says to me when I look at people in their eyes and they say, let me help you, let me open that door for you, ma'am. Let me get that. Oh, I love your hair. It's something that says, I just want to reconcile the past. That's what I hear. I want to reconcile the past. Yeah, we have a dark history here, but we don't have to, that's not who we are now. It's not who we are. And we have to learn to move on, and we have to learn to forgive. And I want to help spearhead that forgiveness and that process of moving on. So yeah, I choose to stay. This is my community. It's my city. I love you guys for having me here today. And it took a lot of boldness for me to come here and stand before you. But I feel so well. Same with the heart. The heart, that's new to me. I'm trying to get that in my mind. The heart, that was a wonderful experience. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Any questions that you guys have? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
It's like I'm really grateful that you all are here and you're doing amazing work. I've been there at the beginning with Gabby and I'm so happy to hear from you. And I actually just mic rep, so I'm gonna head over to John.
I came here in 1969 as a school teacher from Percent, California, that was populated 40, 20, 20, and 20. 40% Northern European, 20% Mediterranean, Basque, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, Greek, 20% Mexican, and 20% Black. They all got along. I came to Grants Pass in 1969. The largest minority group at that time was American Indian. I can remember seeing a Black man walk across the street and a little boy stop with his phone hang out, licking his lollipop. He had never seen anyone of your color. Had never seen that before. That still touches me. We've come a long way.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the Juneteenth celebrations. And are you gonna have the drummers again? They had somebody drumming last year and there were 8 people or 10 people surrounded him and they all did the drumming. It was really neat and people would come in and out. They drummed for a while and somebody else would take their place. It was really a neat time. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, it certainly is an honor to have you here. Thank you. And I have been to the Martin Luther King before, but this is the first I've really heard the history of Juneteenth, so I thank you. So on the 8:30, you're saying that the walk is going to start at 8:30, or what exactly are the specific timing?
We've got some flyers in the back, actually, large flyers and small flyers, and then you've got the little ones at your tables. There's a number of the large flyers in the back. Ooh, thank you so much. You're gonna point them out for us. And And we invite you to take those, post them around, hand them out to other groups that you're with, and it says the schedule on there. So 8:30 registration starts, vendors are open, food vendors, and merchandise and info booths. And then at 9:30, the walk starts, but at 9 o'clock, we have 9:30, we've got like a little program to kick it off. So you want to get there in time for that program. And then at 11, we've got another little programming that's it's just good stuff, folks. I'm excited. Yeah. So that the schedule is on all those flyers, and that should really help out with stuff. Yeah. Oh, I have.
Okay, at least that's all for the questions. So once again, we honor you. I thank you so much. And I am very excited. I have something. Oh, one more question.
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you for this. I think it is so important and what a beautiful thing that we're bringing to Grants Pass. And I look forward to it. I want to know more about the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, how do we, the title of it or find it?
Yeah, if you go on YouTube and type in Grants Pass Remembrance, the channel will come up. And I know no, just type in Grants Pass Remembrance and it'll pop up. Trevor Yarish donated all that time and space. He's since moved offices and we haven't done some podcasts for a while, but there's a number on there that are just really beautiful. I also wanted to quickly mention that Oregon Remembrance Project is doing a new program called Sunshine Trips. We did our first one to Ashland last week, and we're doing one in Grants Pass the weekend of the first weekend in October with Art Along the Road is what we're tying it with. And it's an initiative of gathering Black Portlanders and bringing them to Southern Oregon spaces where reconciliation projects are happening. And it's, oh my gosh, last week in Ashland was one of the most beautiful weekends I've had in a really long time. And I am astounded at how it breaks down barriers. And it's not just the breaking down of the reputation that Southern Oregon is not accessible to our Black neighbors up in Portland. So it's breaking those barriers down and making connections. It also has this unexpected effect of breaking down the urban-rural divides that we deal with, and the respect and love and care that is now connecting us. And I can't wait to have them in Grants Pass and to get to share of the wonderful things that are happening in Grants Pass, and for them to know people and to them to get to go back home and to talk about, hey, I've been down there and I'm gonna go back, and there are beautiful things happening. So Sunshine Trips, come out to Art Along the Road. We'll have a booth and we're gonna be doing a community art project in acrylic, not in chalk, so we can save it. But yeah, it's big things. And it's such a fun thing. I've heard about the good things that you all are doing. And there's just something very sweet about getting to remember that there are good things that we don't even know about, or good things that, oh, but they're doing good things over there. And every now and then we all get to come together and celebrate together. And then we kind of break up into all our other little spots. So thank you. Thank you for all the good things you are up to here.
Well, here we are, all are fighting for good. So no, that's wonderful. I do look forward to that in October, because that's something I miss, seeing more colored people and differences here in Grants Pass. So that's great. So, okay, without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Jenny. Jenny is going to be our Sergeant of Arms today. So she will be, and I can be a runner, I guess. How's that?
This is my third week in a row.
Yes, you're president.
Listen to me. I just can't thank you enough for the work that you're doing and for coming and presenting to us and sharing with us the accomplishments. Gabby and I have worked together for many years, and it's just an honor to hear from all of you, and I look forward to being part of this event this year. So thank you. So I want to hear about your celebrations, the little things. John, I have a sourdough starter right there for you, as requested a few weeks ago. So don't leave without getting that. Mix it up this morning. So I'm going to share, this poetry kind of speaks to me, it gets me thinking. And I shared my current favorite poem with you last week. And I analyzed it a little bit, and I'm gonna read that last line, actually, when we get to it, because I always wondered what draws something to me. It was a very sweet poem about cats, and so I love cats. That's where it started. But I reread the final stanza, and it really speaks to my heart about what this club does. And with our little meeting, for that briefest point in time, peace and love filled all the world, and everything was fine. And I like the cat part, but that's what drove it home for me, and I realized why I love it so much, and that's part of what I get to take away from this meeting every week, is just that little bit of love, and goodness, and happiness. So thank you all for creating that environment for all of us. And I'm gonna kick us off with the quiet things. Let's see, my author of this poem is Mark Sanders. The quiet things. Sometimes I think the world's best stuff is never big or tall. It's not the things with flashing lights that matter most of all. It's toast with too much butter on, a song you almost know, a window cracked on summer nights to hear the crickets go. It's pockets full of little things, a rock, a string, a key, a crumpled note, a bottle cap, small treasures just for me. It's somebody who says your name like they're glad you're there, or finding shapes in rainy clouds while lying in a chair. And maybe happiness is less a mountain you must climb, and more a dozen little joys you notice one at a time. So I collect the quiet things most people leave behind, because the smallest bits of joy are easiest to find. So that's what I would like to hear from you. What brings you joy? What are the little things? I know we're on a cake of glimmers, and all the little things that bring us joy, but I think that's what makes it fun. I'll get that back. I've got my-
The reason I was late today was because my 10-year-old granddaughter graduated from middle school. And she got 7 awards. Wow. And then my daughter called me and said, "Are you home? Or can we pass by?" I said, "Of course, come." So they were there, and they left about 12, and I left at 12. So she got I'm not going to read all the awards, but one of them was even the President's Award. Yeah, she got a reading award, she got smile award, all of them. And yeah, so I have $10 for that, and of course, including the speakers today. It was wonderful talk. I was born in Africa, and I'm only a few shades lighter than you. Yeah. So yeah, I love you.
Yes, my granddaughter, who is 11, graduated, moving forward to middle school and from Allendale, and she's the baby. And I read her card, and I started to cry towards the end. And my son looked at me like, "Mom, you never do that." Son, you haven't seen me. More than once. But anyway, I have happy butts for that. It was wonderful.
I'd like a copy of that poem, or just send me the name of the author, because I think it would be a good thing just to even put it in a graduation card. Which I get to go to the graduation tonight, so I'm really, that's gonna be, it's been a long time since I've been to a graduation. And because Suzanne gets to graduate with her class, her foreign exchange student.
I have a couple of glimmers in this graduation cycle. Last night we were at our friends, Gabe and Chad and Han, and their daughter Sadie is graduating this year. We got to know them when soon after they moved here. But probably about 15 years ago. Anyway, she's a glimmer. Another glimmer that we have is our grandson who is in band, and we're going to see him graduate this weekend. And I have an excerpt of a poem. Again, just include, and sometimes you read the graduation cards that are on the are in the stores, and it's like, really? They just don't quite make it. Anyway, it was an excerpt from a Mary Oliver poem. Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. And I heard a commencement speech section of a speech from Fareed Zakaria this past weekend. And he talked about AI, and apparently AI is getting a roundhouse this year as if it's when it's mentioned during the speeches. The kids aren't real keen on AI right now. And he talked about HI, human intelligence, and that HI is human intelligence, it's human inspiration, it's it's all the things that are what AI isn't, and it doesn't take the energy. The human brain is about 3 pounds, and in order for it to come up with these great ideas, uses the energy of the same as a refrigerator light bulb. And we know AI takes a little bit more energy than that. $8 for 4 glimmers in our community that because of the work you do, we're having amazing fireworks. I love it.
I have one big glimmer for my grandson, my darling daughter's boy, who's not a boy, it's a man. I have quit calling him Z-Boy and call him Zachary. Anyway, he is graduating from U of O after 3 years, and he'll be going off to Japan for a while with his buddies. He's fluent in Japanese, so yeah, amazing. Anyway.
Got a Duck graduate and I've got a Beaver graduate. Michaela is, yeah, they can fight. No, they can love.
No,
A Beaver graduate, Larry's
I
granddaughter.
like it. I think he should be a beaver because his dad was a duck and his uncle was a duck.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so Larry's granddaughter Michaela is graduating from OSU.
All right.
Coming right up here, so proud to have a college graduate.
We are a family divided through the hilt between those beavers and ducks, and I think there's a lot of them, and we all love each other.
I'm gonna break from the theme of graduation, and talk a little bit about gardening. Because what brings me joy, I have a small garden or a small strawberry patch in my backyard. And I love going out in the morning when it's very cool and quiet and just harvesting some strawberries for breakfast and washing them and eating them. And actually, often I eat them without washing them. There's usually a lot of grit involved. But anyway, it's just something that brings me joy. I really, really love doing it.
I took a class in seminary and it was called the phenomenology. The teacher had us read like 7 or 8 different books over the course of the class. And it was to make us aware of how people explain the unexplained. And some people titled it as the holy. Some people, authors titled it as the numinous. And I always have liked that term. But it was one way to have a word to express something. And when I was a boy, was the first time I was aware of the numinous, the holy and other that can't be explained. I was at my grandparents' farm in Iowa, and even as a 10-year-old, we were given a 3-foot machete and to walk through soybeans and cut out weeds. And when I was 12, I did it on my own, and it was the middle of a windy day. And just the sound of the wind swirling in my ears back then without hearing aids. And it was, I'm looking around, like, what is this experience I have? It was an overwhelming sense of the light coming upon me.
Last.
The magic is strong with you, Greg.
To bring it back to the graduation a little bit, that thing. We recently went to Arizona and our granddaughter graduated from high school. And she was the one that appeared here at a meeting and won the card draw. You know, first time we'd ever won it, she won it. But I wanted to also say, I'm grateful for those moments and I'm grateful for the moments of being here. Our group is amazing. Gabby, you'd mentioned that too, just all the things that we do collectively. And with that, we have Porch Fest that's coming up on Saturday, June 20th, so the day after your event. And many of you have sponsored that event. Thank you so much. And all the help that you've given, and you're signing up to help even more on the 20th. And a special thank you to Steve. He's printed up these beautiful posters for us to hand out to our sponsors and our sponsor team. They've worked so hard behind the scenes and making phone calls and reaching out. And I feel like I'm graduating a little bit. I've learned so much from all of you. And our event is on the 20th. So that's what, 2 weeks away from this Saturday. So hallelujah.
I have to share my 4 glimmers. I went to the SOSA, Southern Oregon Success Academy graduation, day before yesterday. And I had 10 SOSA kids come out to our property to work in learning forestry and got to know them. And 3 of the girls weren't going to graduate. When I learned of it, I said, no, you guys. And I told them, this is the most important decision you're gonna make. And I went to the graduation. 4 of the 10 were graduating and the 3 girls all graduated. And the boy actually graduated top senior and got a scholarship to go to electrician school. Just such a joyful thing to experience in our community.
Okay, go ahead, James.
I have a little happy buck. My niece came over for boatneck races, which you know are meaningful to me. She comes every year with her mom, and she's on the equestrian team. And Suzanne had just presented, and I asked her if she knew her, and she's like, "Oh, I love her." And she showed me pictures of her, and so they're very close. And it was really neat to kind of make that connection. And I have a new great nephew just entered the world on the 30th of May, Weston Gray.
Yes.
Another one coming on August 5th.
Wow. And so we just keep on going. That's awesome. Or she keeps
I didn't know we had a sister city. I am so excited. That is thrilling. And Darla and I were chatting earlier. If any of you bring them to Juneteenth, please, and if you're planning on it, email Dawn so she can, Dawn, where you are. There you are. I knew you were there. She can let us know that you're there because we would love to acknowledge that. There's a portion in the beginning where we're going to do some acknowledgement. It would be a joy to say we've got some folks from our sister city in Mexico. So yeah, that would be so cool. Thank you for all the work you do.
And we can thank Sandy Nolan, which many of us many of us through our on email and whatever got to know her. And she is an amazing lady, and she is the kind of one who's kind of linked us together with the sister city, and I look forward to that as well. So we got a drawing already, or no?
No, I have, yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And fun.
And of course. Hey, that's wonderful. So she gets half of the money. Of course, I've got half of the deck of cards. We know there's what, 56? 52. So half of that, 26. That's why the 6 came in. 26 goes to Polio Plus and 26 goes to the winner. So thank you very much for that. And I do have somewhere here some thoughts for the day. Here we go. Let us never forget that Black history continues to define American history. That Clark? We must always be a strong presence and unrelenting force working for equality and justice until the freedom gates are fully opened. Dorothy Height. And the cost of liberty is less than the price of repression. And that's W.E.B. Du Bois. So with that, we thank you very much for being here, and we hope to see you in the very near future at your event. Have a great week, and I will see you all next Thursday.